batteries ran out. I don't know if she's going to do the same thing. Anyway, this is a joke. I can't afford to stay here. But more importantly, I don't want to stay here. And I'm not going to be these people. My aunt and my mom, who's no longer my mother. I'm not going to be their pet. There's no fucking guarantee in the universe that it's going to work out with my mom, you know, living with Auntie. My mom's not going to suddenly not be mentally ill just because she's living with her sister. And let me remind you, Auntie's done things that I would never do in a million years. My poor mom, back when I was living with Bobby, when the shit hit the fan and I told Auntie the truth, and that my mom had told that person, that guy in the mental hospital that about the money and how it was way more than Auntie had. My mom didn't like Auntie telling her that she wasn't allowed to tell me. And my mom also would say to me afterwards, you know, she does everything for her kids, I know. She gave one of her kids who's married and was getting a new house thousands of dollars to start the new life in the house, okay? You know, to put the whatever. Gave it to them. They didn't. It's not bought. She gave it to them, okay? And my mom mentioned that to me. She's like, I'm not allowed. This is when Auntie had all the control. I'm not allowed to do anything for you. Yeah, look what she does for her kids. I know, Mom. Auntie befriended this guy who lost his wife, okay? He's severely mentally ill, mental problems, health problems, okay? Out of the goodness of her heart, and I'm being sarcastic here because that's what she'll convince everyone. She befriended him when his wife died. She knew his wife. And she started taking care of everything for him. And then she had him, I guess he had money, she had him pay a good amount of money to one of her family members to be his caretaker, etc., etc. Well, guess what? He died. And he has kids. But see, I don't get the whole story. And I know how my aunt treats me no matter what she says to the world, how she's such a good person. If I disagree with her on anything or go against her, she's verbally abusive towards me, just like she was yesterday. When I regrettably read her text on my mom's phone, I told her, my mom, you know, I'm so done. I reach out to her and tell her my mom has rejected me or whatnot, and Auntie's over the hospital in an instant, so they can badmouth me and everything when I didn't have a fucking choice. My mom gets to sit there. It's just sickening. It's sick. It's sick. Oh my God. Anyway, the guy died. He has kids, but whatever happened or whatever, remember, mental illness, very severely mentally ill. He went up, and guess who's living in his house now? You think Auntie tells my mom the whole truth, or no? Of course, who knows? She says what she wants to say to people, but guess who's living in his house for free? Auntie's other child, and who's married. Get where I'm coming from here? And my mom even in her illness would be like, that's kind of, what's going on with that? We're not going to know what's going on with that. But he did have kids, but they lived out of state, and I guess maybe he's estranged from them, I don't know. in the end, Auntie probably got it all, but she's not going to say that. She makes it look like she just reached out and helped him out of the goodness of her heart. And she was doting on him all the time and taking care of him and whatnot, but she didn't do it out of the goodness of her heart. She, in the end, seriously got stuff out of it, people, okay? I am not going to be completely screwed over. I don't care. Will they do a little experiment? You know damn well Auntie's going to have my mom have Auntie again as the power of attorney, or as, you know, joint bank account, a whole 9 yards. She'll convince my mom of that. And of course my mom will agree to anything because I am now the enemy. You understand? I had no choice but to call 911. And I'm the fucking enemy and my mom wants nothing to do with me. But I want you to see what my aunt does, okay? Yeah, she took care of this guy left and right. My mom would even say to me, God, Auntie can't even do X, Y, or Z for me, or whatnot. She does everything for him. And yeah, and in the end, she got something major out of it. And I bet she got way more than she's letting on. I used to say to my mom, like, he's going to die, and then she's going to probably get everything. No, that won't happen. He has kids. Because, you know what I mean? Yeah, well, something must have happened because her family is living in his house that he owns, or owned before he died, so, for free, living in his house. Right? So, Auntie can pull the wool over everyone's eyes. You know, I'm going to be made out to be such fucking scum. I'll show them how scummy I can really be. This is a joke. Again, let me remind you, of course I said that's foolish, Mom, but my mom was seriously talking about selling her home and splitting the money with me, giving me half, okay? This is when she wasn't hating me, but she just thinks she can live alone and wants her independence, like my friends know and people around me know that, you know, she wants to be alone with her illness. Auntie's not going to make sure she drinks water. I want to remind you, we weren't doing organic, we weren't doing any healthy, we were having meat, we were doing everything, but I know I'm trying to fucking save her. She cannot wait till she's thirsty to drink fluids. She's dehydrating herself every day, and she's on those meds, and it's more important than ever when you're on so many high-tech psych meds, so many potent psych meds that it says it. I read all the things. Drink plenty of fluids. To her, you know, but to her that equates to me telling her what to do. That's all she's telling whoever. She told the doc, she's told people, remember that's when she called that old coworker, that I keep Omar, I won't let her walk Omar. When she came back here for these 6 weeks, she got Angel, and she was walking Angel in the middle of the road, and my neighbor friend told me, he says, I saw your mom walking Angel in the middle of the road, and I told her, get out of the road, you know, Bethany. You get it? So she could say X, Y, and Z, but, you know, Auntie doesn't do anything out of the goodness of her heart. I want to keep an eye on your mother to determine what's going on with her. What's going on with her, Auntie? She's on powerful segments. She doesn't drink enough water. She gave herself a UTI and she would have just sat there and never gone to the doctors, never let me call, you know. And so you're going to take her to all her appointments now? You're going to make sure every day that she takes her meds? How will you know she's not tricking you like she was tricking me? Yeah, I am not going to be just, you know damn well, first my mom will go into that auntie's apartment, and then auntie will take complete control again, okay? And then whatever happens, it doesn't work out or anything, I'm completely screwed. That'll be the first step, you know. And if auntie's the one who's brought up nursing home shit, and then she's like, you're being negative. No, based on what I'm seeing, I'm being realistic here, auntie. But you're going to call me whatever. She ripped into me. I'm selfish. And yeah, fine. That's right. I am. I'm a selfish fucking bitch who doesn't give one flying fuck about my mom. Because I'm not going to sit here and have you both screw me over while I bend over and take it up the ass. My mom made promises to me. I'm never going to get over this. I'm barely hanging on. They were verbal, not written promises, obviously, but it doesn't matter. I'm not. You have to understand, my aunt can't stand me. I am not going to sit back and let this happen. Auntie never does anything out of the goodness of her heart. I learned the hard way when I was a fool to trust her and think that maybe, you know, we were somewhat friends again. And look, the minute I crossed her, simply by irritating her over my genuine concern for my mom, she viciously turned on me. And then when I wouldn't take it, and I basically said, I'm not going to take this from you or whatever. And then she's like, you can find your own rides then, because she was, you know, once in a while taking me to the store, so that I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't want to live here. This is just... And I'm not being mean when I say, Auntie, you better be careful she doesn't burn your house down. I was doing all the cooking, people. She took Angel out without a leash when she knows Angel's not trained. And the reason she took Angel out without a leash is she couldn't find the leash. And the leash was fucking right there in plain sight. I found it in 2 seconds and she could not find it, okay? But then I had an appointment the next day and she couldn't find the leash again. That she had last and lost it or whatever. And she took neither dog outside all day long because there were no leashes. Alright? These are not signs of being over-medicated or whatnot. These are signs of dementia, people. Okay? She was eating toilet paper in the hospital. Doing weird shit. That's signs of dementia. Now Auntie's going to reach out to her and save the day, and I'm just supposed to sit back while Auntie takes complete control again, and then the shit hits the fan and I'm completely screwed over? Yeah, that ain't happening. Auntie can sit there and say, well, I wouldn't screw you. Oh, bullshit. You lived to screw me over. You broke my heart when I was trusting you and thought I could at least vent to you, and I'm bothering you, so you turn on me and call me a basket case, a nut case, a head case, and swear at me and everything in text. It wasn't even like I was calling her on the phone and bothering her. I shared those texts with the woman who takes care of Angel. She was horrified. She was like, that's sick. Oh, that's bad. Auntie could take over again. I told you, Auntie said she's jumped at the opportunity, didn't she? Anyway, when I traveled really far by public transportation so my mom could visit her friend in the nursing home, and I told you about this. We're on the train, and I told my mom to hold on. She decides to let go at the exact second when the train is lurching to leave, and she would have fallen straight backwards had I not been holding on to her. Yet when I tell her to watch out when we're in an area walking or whatever, and I want to make sure she doesn't trip and to be careful. Yeah, I'm not a baby. Don't treat me like a baby. And then we're on the commuter rail, and she forgets to lock the door and accuses me, why didn't you tell me to lock the door? Well, you're always telling me don't treat you like a baby. I assume you know to lock the door. And a guy walked in on her, and she got all upset with me. I'm just saying. She screamed at the top of her lungs at me at Macy's because Macy's didn't have her boots because she has a big foot, just like I have a big foot, and Macy's doesn't carry big sizes, you know? So... And she screamed at me at the eye place because she's in denial about everything. She thinks everything's fine. Just like at the hospital, there was nothing wrong with me, and I was taking my meds. Well, the blood test showed otherwise, Mom, and the urine test showed otherwise, you know? But now Auntie's reaching out to save the day and was ripped into me. I'm not, my mom's a prepaid phone, it ended, and I'm done. I'm done, people. My mother can either come back here and live alone, and Auntie doesn't live far. She can keep an eye on my mom and be more hands-on, okay? Than she's ever chosen to be in the past, and I'll be gone. Whether or not my mom's going to want Angel, I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not going to be their punching bag or their little pet. Why are you being so negative? You don't know she's going to wind up in a nursing home. I did everything to try to save her this last time when they discharged you too soon, Auntie. You don't even know what's been going on here. And you're the one who said in the beginning she belongs in a nursing home, Laura. Who knows? Maybe Auntie's even going to let my mom buy a car. And take lessons to drive again. I mean, this is a joke. This is such a joke. But I don't trust my aunt as far. I am not going to, at the end of all this shit, I am not going to be screwed over. I'm going to do the screwing over and have no guilt about it. My friend down the street that we went out last night, she said she'd do the same goddamn thing. She's like, that's what I would do, Laura. You know damn well what Auntie's planning. I'm not going to be screwed over in the end. My mom can either come back here and live, I will move out. This is such a joke. Or, like I suggested to Auntie, you know, very nicely, wouldn't it make more sense, this is how I have to deal with my aunt, wouldn't it make more sense for my mom to sell her house, okay? Okay, I get the money to start a new life for me and Omar. My mom sell her home, sell her house, and live in your apartment indefinitely until such time, and obviously Auntie's going to take complete control again, we know that you have to make the decision to put her somewhere, you know? My mom wants nothing to do with me. Wouldn't that make more sense? And then I get from my aunt, we're just taking one day at a time. Why can't you just try this, Laura? What's the big deal? The big deal is you will screw me over and I will be out with the clothes on my back if it doesn't work out. The chances of it working out are slim to none, people, okay? My aunt has called up my mom when my poor mom is locked up, even that 2 hospitals ago, remember? When Auntie treated me like shit, she actually called, and my mom had just got out of that regular hospital, and my mom was like, she didn't even ask how I was doing, whatever, but she was yelling at my mom about me. All she did, my poor mom was locked up in the mental hospital, and all Auntie is doing, well, not yelling, but back in 2014 with the, you know, the when I was in with Bobby one night, and when I had left the notes for Auntie and told her, she called up my mom who was locked up in a fucking mental hospital and yelled at her. Why did you tell Laura about that money? You know what I mean? So don't even tell me that this is going to work out all nice and lovey-dovey and whatnot, okay? I am not going to be fucking screwed over. I have people left and right telling me, your mom can't live alone. Yeah, Auntie will be there, but it's not like she will be, you know what I mean? It's whatever. My mom just wants to pretend everything's fine. And says her sister hates me. It was a perfect opportunity for her sister to pounce. And that's exactly what she did. And I regrettably read those texts. Never imagined in a million years what Auntie was going to be suggesting. Yeah, that ain't happening. Your mom still cares about what happens to you. Bullshit. She's not going to know anything, and I won't know anything about her. And this is how it's going to end. She decides to sue me, even better. That'll be just the final severing, you know? After everything, she decides to fucking sue me. Go ahead, Mom. Go ahead. Go ahead. The mom acts like she does. She literally acts like she doesn't have that 401k. You understand? It's there. Without penalty, she could take the whole thing out. She'd have to pay taxes on it, but still. You know what I mean? It's a joke. She acts like it doesn't exist. It was all meant to go to me, but you know, if my mom, something happens to her, if she dies, I don't want my mom to die. I'm not going to stay here. It's their pet. Well, Auntie takes complete control again, and then I'm screwed over in the end. If something inevitably, you're being negative. Why do you have to be so negative? We're just going to take day to day, yeah. And I know, Auntie, I'm selfish. I see right through your bullshit. You're an opportunist. Your fucking married kids are living in the home of the guy that died that you were, you know, the last year of his life, whatever. You pounced on that, and then you look because, oh, he's your friend, and oh, bullshit. You took over everything, and in the end, I bet you got way more than you're letting on. And who knows? He probably left my mom doesn't know the truth. She suspects the same thing. He left everything to her, even though he has kids. Because he was estranged from the kids. You get it? I see. She can make the whole world think she's this wonderful person. I am not going to be fucking screwed over by her. I refuse. Don't want to stay here. Auntie said herself she thought I would just jump. It's a win-win, Laura. You and Omar could just stay there, and your mom and you pay all the bills, and your mom can live here in my apartment and pay rent to me. And then when I say rational things to Auntie, well, we're just going to take day by day. She's not ready to sell her home. I'm not going to be you guys' pet. What a fucking joke. And of course, when I didn't go along with it and had serious, reservations about it and made what I think was more rational, why doesn't she sell her home and then live in your apartment indefinitely? And remember, my mom gets plenty to live on every month, okay? And we were spending the money. And she knew we were. And I was keeping her healthy. I was keeping whatever, But her illness causes her. I was also encouraging her. So I knew she's going to wind up sooner rather than later in a fucking home. Spend your fucking money. Go on vacation. Do whatever. It's all just going to go to me anyway if something happens to her. But in the end, it's more likely that she will go into a nursing home and it'll all just go to the government. Why not enjoy it while you can? You get it, people? And then her illness causes her to be pissed that the money's gone because she can't see what I know is the truth. Okay? It's making life good for both of us. And we love these dogs, and we spend a lot on vet bills. You know what I mean? And thousands to get my stuff back from LA. Okay? It's making life good for both of us. Why not enjoy it, Mom? Something happens to you, it all goes to me anyway. And if you wind up in a nursing home, it all goes to the government. That's the truth. Based on my observations, this is not, dementia doesn't get better. And you can make it better if you eat, there's healthy things you can do. And you can combat your toxic medications, your psych meds, by drinking enough fluids, but you don't want to. I was doing everything in my power to try to help her. Even told her about the lawyer's suggestion if she'd want to go into assisted living. Oh, now her sister has pounced. Everything's fine. If I say anything, I'm being negative. Why can't we just try this out? Try it out and then what, Auntie? My mom hates me. If it doesn't work out with you, she comes back here. Meanwhile, you guys have taken